Hey everybody, and welcome to Ape Nation, your number one source for all things Planet of the Apes on YouTube. My name is Josh, and welcome to the first Ape Nation live that I've done in I think 2 or 3 months. I'm not gonna waste any time here because I already see some comments. But yeah, today we're just kind of chilling, talking about Planet of the Apes or whatever you guys want to talk about. But we're celebrating the fact that Ape Nation, this channel that I started, we were officially 2 years since this whole thing first launched. And so it's been really, really cool. This journey we've been on together, not just me, all of you kind of been all along for the ride. And so um, yeah, I just wanted to take an opportunity to say thank you all for, helping me build up this channel, this community, being part of this community. And so, yeah, I thought it'd be fun to take an hour or two to just, answer you guys' questions and respond to comments, about Planet of the Apes, the next movie, the movies we've gotten, any theories or questions you got. But also, you guys can talk about whatever other movies or, entertainment related or whatever else related you want to talk about too. This is kind of a more relaxed, laid back kind of show tonight. So I also want to apologize again for having to move this so last minute to tonight. This weekend was my birthday, and so I had a whole weekend getaway kind of thing with some friends. And so by the time I got home on Sunday night, I was a lot more exhausted than I realized I was going to be. I thought I'd be totally fine to do this, and I just was not. So just needed a rest night. And so now I'm here to talk Planet of the Apes and whatever you guys want to talk about. So with all that out of the way, let's just get started. I'm gonna start pulling up you guys' comments and questions. I see we got a few here. All right. Where do we start? All right. So first question is from John. Josh, do you think there will be evolved monkeys and lemurs in future Planet of the Apes movies? Um, I guess it's kind of similar to like the Gibbons question that I get at least once a month. But yeah, honestly, not really. And actually, I'm assuming the answer is yes. I'm not 100% sure if lemurs are technically considered apes or in the ape family. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, um, but I'm not sure. But even if they are, I don't think we'll ever see something like that. I mean, Wes Ball, I mean, obviously he's not like the authority on Planet of the Apes or anything, but like it's he's a filmmaker that worked in this franchise, and he said no to the Gibbons side of thing, and I think the same would probably be his answer for um, uh, lemurs. And so I'm kind of in that same camp. I just think they're not that they would never become that evolved. At least they wouldn't speak. Um, just because I feel like at that point, at least just from a movie viewer side of things, it might get a little silly. But I don't know. Maybe they could find a way to make it interesting. They can incorporate them in an intelligent way. I don't really know, but I want to know. Do you guys think we could see lemurs? I've never actually really thought about lemurs. It's only ever been gibbons that people talk about, so I've never really thought about that. But that would be interesting. Okay. Also from John, I don't remember all of them, so I'm afraid I have to do something similar, but the same thing I was trying to ask you and tell you before. Um, I don't know what you're referring to. Oh, you know what? If you're the person, somebody earlier put like 4 or 5 different comments earlier, and for some reason they all went away. So if you're talking about something the you posted earlier, I saw some of it. So I don't know what happened to it. I don't know why it disappeared, but I'm assuming all these comments you left are the same thing, just maybe a shortened version of it. So I'll pull this. I think this is like a yeah, 3-part comment here. So here we go. Um, I from John, I think that in the next Planet of the Apes movie, they should have an orangutan villain like Dr. Zaius, only he should be Governor Zaius instead of Dr. Zaius and be the secondary antagonist. Also, be more cruel than the original Zaius, since a lot of people don't think he's a villain. I met this one guy and he always thought he was the good guy. The main antagonist should be a mutant named Mendez. They should have a new version of Mendez in the Planet of the Apes movie. So, excuse me. As far as the orangutan villain side of things, that'd be great. I don't really think they'll ever do it. I just feel like orangutans, for some reason, at least in the modern films, have always kind of been like everyone's favorite. They're a fan favorite, whether it be Raka or Maurice. Um, and so for some reason, it seems like that's where their place is in this new era of Planet of the Apes movies. But I'd be all for them being a villain. I think if anything, that would actually be make it 10 times more interesting for one of them to be a villain. But I don't know. We'll see. It seems like they're really hell bent on making chimps kind of, whether it be the hero or the villain, and kind of orangutans and gorillas are always side characters. I would love for that to change. I know a lot of you guys would love for that to change, but that seems to be the direction they've been heading and are probably going to continue heading in for now. But again, I would totally be up for an orangutan villain. As for him being, like a new version of Zeus, that could be cool. I mean, when it comes to reimagining old characters, I'm all for it. I don't want to see them just take the other version of Zeus and just make him, an orangutan named Zeus or General Zeus or Governor Zeus, whatever you want to call him. But yeah, it could be cool, secondary or primary antagonist. And as for the Mendez question, yeah, I'd be totally. I get asked about the mutants all the time, so yeah, Mendez or any of the other mutants, I'd totally be down to see a new version of that. From See You Later Boy, so mentally preparing for the next movie to be 2028. I don't really know how to say this in a nice way, but you really should just be prepared, mentally or not. I think there's a very low chance the next movie is coming out in 2027 at this point. I could be totally wrong. I mean, there could be information that's going on. There's could be movement going on behind the scenes that we have no idea about. For all I know, tomorrow we get the announcement that either Westball or probably not Westball, but that some director is officially signed on. The script is written. That production begins on January 1st. I have no idea. I highly doubt that's going to happen. But for all we know, that's what happens. But yeah, I think, as I've said before, with every passing day, 2028 is becoming more and more likely, and I'm more than willing to bet that's when we're going to get it. I mean, there was the rumor that came out a few weeks ago, that filming is supposed to start in January 2027, which would absolutely push it to 2028 because there's no way they can film it and release it in the same year. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think 2028 is probably the earliest we're going to see this movie, which, if they end up kind of planning them both together, could result in the third movie coming out in 2030. So a 2-year gap instead of a 4-year gap. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think 2028 is not guaranteed, but at this point, all but guaranteed. But that's just my takeaway from it. Maybe you guys feel differently. From Cinema Arts 8795, there's likely going to be a new director. I'm assuming you mean for the next Planet of the Apes movie, and if that's what you mean, then yes, I agree. There's probably going to be a new director. Unless, I mean, I would hate this, but unless they're just like, let's just wait until Westball's done with Legend of Zelda and release the next movie in like 2029 or something, which again, I would hate that. I would hate waiting that long, but you know, it would bring West Ball back, so that would be cool, and I would love to see him do another movie. So it's complicated, and it kind of sucks just kind of waiting here, not knowing anything yet. But yeah, I think at this point, I would, just like the release date, I would bet that a new director is coming in. And I have a handful of directors that I would love to see take over. But yeah, I think it's going to be someone new. Um, skit. I'm gonna butcher this. Skimiam, Skimiam Imperiale. I am so sorry. I don't know how to pronounce your username. But here I am at 1 a.m. watching Ape Nation. Well, thank you for tuning in at 1 a.m. wherever you are. I'm assuming it's somewhere on the other side of the planet that I am right now. But thank you. I appreciate you tuning in this late for you. From YouTube, Zach. Yo, Josh, how you doing? I'm doing great, Zach. Thank you. How are you? I'm doing great. Feeling well rested after yesterday, so happy to be here. Happy to be talking with you guys. I'm gonna have a lot of fun. From See You Later Boy, Apes Together Strong. And I totally agree. As always, Apes Together Strong. From Johnny Corey, congrats on 2 years. Thank you very much. Like I said up top, it's been really cool building out this channel for the last 2 years. When I first started this, I genuinely, and I'm not trying to like, be super humble or anything. I just genuinely did not expect my first video to get like, I think it's like 75,000 views or something. I did not expect that to happen. I don't know what sequence of events led to that happening, which then led to this whole channel taking off in the span of like a week or two. But I'm really lucky. Not every YouTuber gets get that lucky. In fact, most YouTubers don't get even close to that lucky. And the thing is, there are still millions of YouTubers that are far more successful than I am. But still, I'm very grateful. So, I'm very happy to be still doing this after 2 years. I never thought I'd be doing this on a almost weekly basis after 2 years and continuing to make Planet of the Apes stuff long after Kingdom came out. And so, yeah, I'm really happy to be still doing this, and I'm hoping to keep doing it for many more years. In whatever form that takes place, whether it's YouTube or other content I end up doing with Planet of the Apes, but we'll see. Um, Also from YT Zach, congrats for reaching a 2-year milestone. Thank you again. Really appreciate it. From E Shepherd, honestly, I'm so glad to find fellow fans. The Discord chat's been lit. Best idea to start that, Josh. Honestly, I can't take credit for it. You guys gave me the idea. Without you guys consistently, and I mean very consistently, begging me and pleading to do a Discord, I never would have done it because Discord. I mean, I have one with a small group of friends that I use, but like I never would have thought to make one for Ape Nation and to have all you guys talking. And I also did not expect to have how many. Let me see right here. How many of you guys are in there? I know not everybody's active, but last I checked, it was like 120. I want to say. Let me see. How many people are in this server? Um. 189 people in the Ape Nation Discord server. Wow, that's a lot more than I thought it was. But yeah, so you guys are the reason that Discord exists because you asked for it, you begged for it, and now you have it, and you're in there way more than I am. You're talking about Planet of the Apes somehow every single day. I'm still keeping up. I check in from time to time, but you guys are having some really interesting conversations that I see in there, and I chime in when I can. But yeah, I think it's really cool that you guys kind of keep me afloat in a way, which is really cool. I think we work together in that way, and that's why I consider this the Ape Nation community, not just it's my channel and you're my followers. This is a community, and we all are talking together, and we are creating conversations together, and I think it's really cool. So yeah. From John, happy birthday, Josh. Thank you. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Thank you. From Wonder TBH, who should direct the sequel? So this is gonna sound kind of like recency bias, but I have brought this person up before, so I'm just reiterating what I've said before. My number one pick right now is Dan Trachtenberg. Now, for those who don't know who Dan Trachtenberg is, he is the filmmaker who just made Predator Badlands, which is out in theaters now. And spoiler alert, it's an awesome movie that all of you should go see. It's a really, really great movie. And I loved it, and it's really entertaining. And even if you're not a Predator fan, I think you should check it out. But beyond that, he's also done Prey and Predator: Killer of Killers, both also excellent Predator films, but also just excellent films, I think. But even before that, he did 10 Cloverfield Lane, which is a really, really, I think, underrated movie. I really like 10 Cloverfield Lane a lot. I think it's really tense. I just love his attention to detail, and I think his eye for suspense and tension, and also just creating good characters you care about. But also the fact that he's worked so well within the sci-fi genre and within that kind of franchise framework, and so I think he is easily my number one pick right now. There's other filmmakers that I've thought about too, and I do want to maybe make an updated list. If what I think I'm going to do is I want to wait for official confirmation, but I do want to make another like top 10 or top 5 list of filmmakers that I want to see do the next Planet of the Apes movie, but I don't want to do it if there's still a chance Westball does it, because I don't really want to do that because it kind of feel like a waste of time. But if it does get confirmed that Westball isn't coming or isn't coming back, but we still don't know who the new director is yet, then I'll probably do a video about like who's like my top 10 picks, who I'd want to direct the next movies. But yeah, right now Dan Trachtenberg is my guy. I think he's the guy who would fit so perfectly into this franchise and would do a great job with what Westball set up. Speaking of Predator Badlands, Bookworm Dazzle. Have you seen Predator Badlands? If so, what do you think? I personally loved it. Yeah, I loved it. I did. I really did. And I'll say this: I'm not like a diehard Predator fan. I don't hold the original in high regard like some people do. I think it's good. I think it's entertaining, but it's not like one of my favorites. I'm much more of an Alien person. But yeah, Predator Badlands. I need to see it again, and honestly, I want to go back and like watch all of them because I haven't seen most of the Predator movies in a long time, outside of Killer of Killers and Prey. But yeah, it might be my favorite. It might be my favorite. Um, but yeah, I thought it was a really fantastic movie. Bookworm Dazzle. Wait, Westball said no to Gibbons. I could have sworn he said yes during the movie stream with him. No, actually, no, he didn't. You can go back and check it out if you want, but no, he said directly, like, no, he does not think that Gibbons would be able to speak. I don't. He may have said that they would evolve, like their intellect would evolve, but that they just wouldn't be able to speak. I don't know if he said which exactly he said, but he definitely said they couldn't. They wouldn't be able to speak. And to that, I probably would agree with him. But yeah, that he definitely said that. From Tiffany M. Harris, congratulations on celebrating 2 years. Apes together strong. Apes together strong, indeed. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's again, can't believe we're here 2 years later after I put out my first video, and you guys are still here watching my stuff. So I really appreciate it. From Manic Melon, did you see The Long Walk? Yes, I did. And if so, what did you think about it? I thought it was great. It's a very, very depressing, very sad movie, but I was totally into it. It was really, really great. Honestly, one of the best Stephen King adaptations I've seen in a very long time. And I was just incredibly impressed by the filmmaking from Francis Lawrence, who I think is a very underrated filmmaker. I think the script was really, really tight. The dialogue was great. And David Johnson, as an actor, he is someone who I think everyone should be looking out for because he is fantastic in that movie. The main guy is great too, but David Johnson he's a star on the rise, and I think he really elevates that movie even higher. And so it's just, yeah, if you haven't seen The Long Walk, it's a great movie. I know it didn't do very well at the box office, so if you haven't checked it out, definitely check it out. It's a really great movie. Has a lot of interesting stuff to say too. From YT Zach, if you could guess early, what would you predict the title for the sequel movie? See, this is different from what do I want it to be, which I don't know if I really have a preference, but what do I think it'll be? That's tough. And I did make a sequel prediction title video, but to be honest, I don't remember what I even said in that video, so I'm kind of just going off the cuff here. I think this might have been one of the ones I guessed, but Secrets of the Planet of the Apes is one that I always have thought would be cool, and I think might be a appropriate title for a follow-up to Kingdom, just based on where things were left off. But yeah, I think Secrets of the Planet of the Apes would be a really interesting title. Some others I heard Genesis of the Planet of the Apes is one that I think I remember hearing, or maybe it was Exodus. I don't, it was one of the two. And there's a couple others that I've heard floated around, especially from you guys in the Discord. But I think something like that might be interesting. I'm going a little bit more bigger and epic with it, but I don't know. It really, ultimately, I can't make a guess because I don't know what the story is going to be. So it's kind of hard for me to say what it's going to be called or what it should be called based on, a tease of what I think might be coming. So that's all I can really say about that. But yeah, Secrets of the Planet of the Apes is one that I've always thought would be a good title. From E. Shepherd, do you think there should be more gorilla representation? I personally would love to see a gorilla clan showing the more fatherly side of silverbacks. Yes, I do. Like I said earlier, gorillas and orangutans have tended to only mainly just be side characters and supporting characters, never like main characters, even like significant characters, at least in the modern age. And so I really think, well, I guess aside from Buck, but like, I think that, yeah, I would love to see it. I'd love to see groups of gorillas. I'd love to see significant like side plots or whole plots developed dedicated to gorilla characters. So yeah, I totally agree. I would love to see more gorilla representation. Um, From Bookworm Dazzle, no, Josh, let me be in denial. I'm assuming you're talking about the 2028 release date. Um, but yeah, yeah, it's. I'm sorry to say, if any of you are hoping for 2027 still at this point, I love your optimism. I wish I could be there with you, but I don't see it happening. That's just me. But maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong, but we'll see. From Sally Wagenblatt 51A, do you think we will ever get another Planet of the Apes TV series in the same style of the 70s show involving astronauts crash landing on the future Earth again? If I don't know necessarily what you mean in the same style. If you just mean like a show that's about astronauts crashing on future Earth, if it was an animated series, I could see it happening. Outside of that, maybe not. I don't know. It's really hard to tell kind of what would and wouldn't be successful, and I know that's kind of it sucks that that's a thing we have to think about when this kind of conversation comes. But it's the reality, and it's just numbers matter, sadly. So I don't know if that's a show that would really get a lot of people excited outside of us diehard fans. But I personally would love to see it. I think it would be cool. I think it'd be fun. It would just give us another opportunity to get more new characters, which is something I'm always down for, is more new things. And so, yeah, I don't know if we'll ever get one, but I would love to see it. From Bookworm Dazzle, no, Josh, don't say 2028. Let me be in denial. So yeah, yeah, like I said before, yeah, definitely. Again, I would love to be wrong, but it's not coming in 2027. I don't think. From YT Zach, would you predict summer 2028 most likely, July to August? Yeah, I think probably July to August is probably around when I would guess it's going to come out in that year, assuming it comes out in that year. But yeah, I think that's probably more likely. But I also don't know. Actually, let me look here and see what is coming out in 2028. I don't even know if there's a whole lot of movies that have been announced for release that year. Let me see. Yeah, there really isn't much. There aren't that many movies on the schedule for 2028 yet. At least it doesn't seem that way. There are movies that are supposedly coming that year, but nothing, no like hard release dates, especially not in the summer. So yeah, I don't know. They definitely have time to, lock down a date in 2028. So, um, but yeah, they have time to lock down a summer 2028 release date, whether it be July, August, or earlier, like in May or June. But yeah, I think July, similar to how the first Rise of Planet of the Apes came out in August, and then Dawn came out in July, kind of like a bigger, more prime time month, if you will. I think that is definitely on the table, but we'll see. Manic Melon, what movie that is coming out in the next few years are you most excited for? The Odyssey. Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey is, without question, my most anticipated movie in the next 5 years. I mean, I know it's coming out next year, but it's like there's nothing else that even comes close outside of the next Planet of the Apes movie and like maybe two other things. Like I am so insanely excited for that movie. This is something that I've actually, weirdly enough, and you can think I'm lying if you want, but like 4 or 5 years ago, because I love like Greek mythology and all of these old classic epic stories, and so the Odyssey is something I've always wanted to see done as like a big $200 million epic blockbuster. And I always thought if there's someone I'd love to see do it, it would be either Christopher Nolan or Denis Villeneuve. And I think Nolan would just be interesting because he's never done something quite like it. And so yeah, it was something I always thought would be great. And when it was announced he was doing it, I was like, this is literally a dream come true for me as a film fan and as a fan of the Odyssey story and as a Nolan fan. So yeah, I can't wait for that movie. The cast is insane. I saw the teaser a few months ago in theaters with, I think, what movie did I see it with? Um, I think Superman is what I saw it with. But yeah, it looks incredible. I can't wait to see the full trailer when it comes out, probably at the end of this year. So yeah, that movie has me more excited than anything in the next year or two. I really really can't wait. From Bookworm Dazzle, one downside of a new director is that the new director may not be cool enough to join your streams like Westball. I got lucky with that one. Westball kind of comes from our perspective. He started out making short films and animated stuff on YouTube, so he gets it. And I think that's a lot of the reason why he's kind of so into doing stuff like that. It's the reason he's come on this channel 3 different times, which is more than I could have ever even thought he would. So, but yeah, I mean, I got lucky there. I don't. It's not like I have an in. I'm just a guy with a YouTube channel who likes talking about Planet of the Apes movies. I don't have Hollywood connections. Well, that's not entirely true. I know some people in the industry now that I didn't 2 years ago, but you know that was just all luck, and it was amazing. And I will forever cherish the opportunities I got to speak with Westball, and I'm sure, hopefully, that at some point I'll get to do so again. But yeah, it was really cool I got to, and so if there's another director at some point and they want to come on the channel, that'd be awesome. But if not, that's cool too. You can't get them all, and that's just how it goes. Um, from Clay Snyder, how do you want the Ape City to look in the third trilogy? I personally want it to be a massive Roman Empire like city. I'd be down for that. I would be totally down for that. Um, I think it'd be really cool to have kind of a more beefed up 21st century version of what we got in the original series, or in the original film, I should say, and really take all those structures that we saw, the world that we saw, and really beef it up. Hold on 1 second, guys, because I'm seeing I'm lagging a bit. So I need to do something with my internet real quick. I will be back in about 2 or 3 minutes. 1 second here.